So if you're involved with any sports that require sprinting or any sort of quick burst of acceleration, like football or rugby, you've probably had a hamstring issue along the way. I just want to show you a couple of exercises that you can do to help prevent them from popping up in the future and just to help improve hamstring strength and hip control. So the first exercise is a hamstring rollout. So you can do this with either an exercise ball. I'm going to use the exercise ball just for demonstration, or if you can get a slider. So what a slider does is helps reduce the friction between your foot and the floor. It just helps kind of glide along the floor a lot more easily. But basically, this exercise, you're lying on your back and you're going to have your heels on the ball. Initially, you're going to start with doing it two-legged, and then you can then progress it to a single leg exercise, which is ideally where you want to get to. So start with your back on the floor, digging your heels in. To start with, you're going to lift your hips up by squeezing through your glutes, so pushing through your bum. Hands on the floor just to maintain some sort of stability. So you're going to lift up, and you're going to keep your hips in this position throughout, and all the movement's going to come from your knees. So all you do is you bring the ball in, stretch out, and just before your legs are fully locked out, stop and then pull back in. This is just so that you maintain the tension on the hamstrings and the glutes. Then come in, straighten, back in again. And the main part of this exercise is the straightening of your legs. So we'll call this an eccentric contraction. So it's where the muscles contracting but also lengthening at the same time. So nice and controlled. And as I mentioned just before, you can progress this into a single leg exercise. So exact same start position. You can lift up using both feet. So push through the glutes. Then all you do is lift one leg up into a high knee position, bring the leg in and straighten out. And then control down. And then swap legs, just so you hit both. By doing it single leg, you can kind of find any sort of weaknesses between hamstrings. So if you've got a weakness in your left one, you should be able to pick it up by doing it single leg, because you probably find that you can't do as many repetitions with this side. But in terms of reps and sets, you're probably going to go off kind of how you feel. Initially you'll start with 2 legs. Aim for between 8 and 12 reps, 3 to 4 sets. And once that becomes a bit easier, then you can start doing single leg rollouts then. Right, so the second exercise is a single leg Romanian deadlift. So you can do this with light weights to start with. And the reason why I like to do it single leg is because when hamstring issues occur, they generally occur in a unilateral or single leg position anyways. So you can perform this exercise with both feet on the floor at the same time, but I always find that you get better hip control, or it requires more hip control, and it puts a larger demand on the hamstring, so you get better training benefit out of it. So this exercise I'll show you from the side. It's a bit easier. So we're going to start. So I'm going to use my right leg. You're going to have your knees slightly bent. You're going to lift your left leg up. From this position, all you're going to do is you're going to pivot at the hip. So the leg shouldn't move. So this standing leg, the knee shouldn't bend any further, and it shouldn't straighten either. And while you're pivoting, you want your back to be completely flat, so there's no bend, and you want your shoulders pinned back as well. So these weights are really relaxed and they're literally just hanging. So I'll demonstrate. So Slight bend in the knees, hips locked, lower back flat, shoulders pinned back. All you can do is lean forward and back up and down and back up. Same again, the main part of this exercise is the control down, so the lowering. So if you can control that down, and then you can come back up any kind of speed you want to, just as long as you maintain the positions. So down and up, down and up. And from there, you just switch sides, just so you hit both legs. Because this is a single leg exercise, you'll be able to find imbalances between the two. So if you've got, same again, if you've got a issue with your left hamstring, you might find that it's more difficult to do on the left side than the right side. So then you can kind of build it up. Keep the repetitions on both legs the same. So if you can only do 5 repetitions on the left leg, only do 5 repetitions on the right leg, even if you can do 10 on this side. It just prevents any sort of imbalances from getting worse. So that's it, them 2 exercises. If you're not used to doing any sort of eccentric stuff on the hamstrings, you probably want to start off quite slow with these, because you'll generally get a bit of soreness the couple of following days. And that's totally natural. So if you do feel sore the next day, don't worry too much about that. Just give yourself extra time to recover. And then gradually build it up. There's no set repetitions and sets that you should be doing, but if you can aim for a higher rep range, that would be ideal, just because hamstring injuries generally occur when the muscles are tired. So if you can get some more endurance into the hamstrings, that would be great. But give those a go and let us know how you get on.